Welcome to Stv National. At right now with us Mr. Vibhav Varun. He is the MD of Aviakul. Hi sir, how are you?
Hello sir, all good. How are you?
I'm very good. Sir, can you tell me about the Aviakul?
So sir, basically we are into many things, three major departments. The word Aviakul is amalgamation of two words, aviation and Gurukul. So when you combine aviation and Gurukul, you make Aviakul, right? We do commercial pilot training, we do drone training, we do private pilot training. We do events like this. We participate in technology transfer. Majorly, we are working with Russia and CIS countries at the moment, so that's our work profile.
Okay. How is the training sector in India?
Training sector of aviation.
Aviation.
So I think India is doing a fabulous job. We are having so many training institutes, pilot training institute, drone training institutes. The government has been very supportive. They have kicked up the clearance procedure very fast, and everything is electronic these days. So those earlier the applications used to be manually submitted to DGC, and now everything is online. So I think training scene looks really good. Yeah.
What is the key points of the Aviakul?
So number one, we need to make up a self-sustained aviation ecosystem in India. That is the basic idea. So what happens that you have got flying clubs, you have got engineering schools, you have got industry, you have got bureaucracy. There is no place for all of them to come together, right? And that is what we are aiming at a larger vision. So for example, if we do conferences like this, the idea is to bring everybody together. So majorly in aviation conclaves, you will not see, for example, a lot of student participation, but we allow student participation, no matter how young they are, because the younger they are, the easier for them is to be fascinated.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Last 2 days, how do you feel the event?
Oh, event was great. I was not. I was so tired. But anyway, the very first day of event was done in collaboration with a company called Metamorphs. Right? It's been founded by ex-army man, ex-air force, ex-navy, with the agenda of telling people about military education. Now, it's very sad that sometimes people don't know the difference between a colonel and a major general. Yeah. Right? So everybody talks in their home that soldiers are dying at the border. Everything's, yes, it is true. But at the same time, what is your knowledge about military education? What is my knowledge about military education? That was the first day agenda, right? We spoke about what startups can do for military. How can Indian civil space contribute to Indian military? That is something that is happening. The private companies are being allowed to make for defense right now. Second day, that is the day today, we have Global Sustainable Aviation Conclave, right? As the name suggests, we are trying to discuss what has been established already in aviation sustainability so far, right? How the airports have become greener from times ago, let's say 20 years ago or 30 years ago. What more is to be done? That was the agenda.
So what is the minute to minute in these 2 day sections?
So minute to minute, well, yesterday our chief guest was Air Marshal Rajiv Sachdeva. He started the event with the keynote address, and the entire team of Metamorphs, Ashwini Puri ji, Colonel K.V. Kuber, and they had their own topics, panel discussions, right? Second day, as we speak about today, we had eminent guests like Dr. Devakar Goel, who was also the head of this venue where we are standing, Indian Aviation Academy, the ex-head, establishing head. And we had Mr. G.S. Bawa, we had Bhargava, Mr. Bhargava flew all the way from Lucknow to here. People came in from different walks of life, they had their own ideas. Somebody spoke about greenfield airports, somebody spoke about how the fuels can be saved, how the fuels can become more greener in the future. Somebody spoke about urban air mobility, somebody spoke about electric vehicles. At the same time, what was more interesting today was the kind of questions that were raised by audience, especially the children.
Wow.
Right? So children were inquisitive enough to ask that yes, there are electric vehicles, but if the charger for electric vehicle gets the energy from fossil fuels, then where is the electric vehicle? Where is the actual sustainability that you're talking about? So these are the kind of in-depth questions that were raised by the children.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any gap between the industry and the academia?
I think, see, they both go together. In general, they both go together. Obviously, because industry takes its experts from academia. But what I really want to convey here is what industry gives back to academia. Because ultimately, academia is doing this one-way job. When it is preparing students for the future, future workforce, and industry is taking. But then again, when the industry grows, they have to go back to the academia. They have to make sure that the academia is upgraded, because a lot of times, even in schools, children are learning what things that were already they are outdated, 50, 60 years old. So that is somewhere where the industry has to come in place. They have to enter in, and they have to make sure that the academia is in line with the growing industry.
Aviakul is clear that gap.
Well, we try to. We try to. I think with events like this, we are trying to.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.